Please subscribe to the channel. If you press the bell icon, you'll be notified when Kalkine has a new video. Sage here for Kalkinemedia. Today we're going to take a look at Australia's supercharged property market. Is it beginning to cool down? It appears Australian property prices have finally begun to simmer down from their record high levels after a growing number of properties are being listed for sale across the country. And data on listings suggest a supply-side frenzy wherein sellers are trying to put their properties up for sale amid speculations of a nearing interest rate hike. However, as demand shown a corresponding increase with these rising properties for sale? Well, let's find out. Property consultant CoreLogic estimates that Sydney is expected to see 1,439 auctions in the week ending 21st November, marking a 78.8% increase over the last year's listing in the city. And at the same time, Melbourne is likely to witness 1,651 auctions, while Brisbane and Adelaide are expected to see 250 and 260 auctions respectively. And Tasmania, the Australian state with the strongest economy, would only be seeing one auction in the coming days. And as a result of soaring listings, experts predict a price cool down might be on the way. Additionally, as lockdowns and restrictions come to an end, sellers might gradually pull the brakes on the sky-high prices. And meanwhile, buyers could obtain a window to lock in properties at a relatively cheaper rate, and with a wider variety being offered to them across different cities. In Sydney, 75.1% of the houses on sale had a final deal with customers. Also, a massive proportion, being 13%, of the total properties were pulled out of sale, marking the highest withdrawal rate since mid-August. A similar pattern can be seen across Adelaide and Canberra, where clearance rates dipped below 80% for the first time in 10 and 9 weeks, respectively. Could this be a sign of depleting demand or just a byproduct of the rising number of properties being listed for sale? However, despite the supply side improvement, prices do not seem to rapidly budge from their sky-high levels. The affordability concerns continue to affect the Australian housing market, showing little to no improvement from an average property buyer's perspective. Thanks for joining us in the report. And if you do like the information, please like, share, comment on the video below. Have you bought a house recently? How did it go? Please subscribe to our channel, press that bell icon, you'll be notified when Kalkine has a new video. But for more information, regular updates, head to the website. It's kalkinemedia.com. I am Sage for Kalkinemedia.